hair is very important. To me and my family, we are a family of long-haired girls, and so that to us is kind of like our power. And I have a younger sister, and we just have laughed over the years. We'd always cut it shorter, but we'd always be growing it out. It's always the process, and we've always said that, you know, when we cut our hair too short, we're like Samson with Samson and Delilah, that we lose our power. My sister says she loses all her tact, and I just feel like I lose all my girl power, you know? So to me, I don't know, it's a big deal.
I really like my hair. I think it's my best feature.
My best feature, for sure. For definitely sure.
What would you do if tomorrow you woke up and your hair fell out?
Oh my God.
I'd buy a wig.
What would you do?
I would cry and cry and cry. And I would probably never go outside again.
What would you do if you woke up tomorrow and your hair fell out?
I would probably stay home and cry all day.
Do you think you would eventually cover it up with something?
Yeah, I do. I think I would feel really vulnerable. I would probably have a good long cry, and then I would get up and go to work. I have quite a collection of wigs, so I'd probably start wearing some really funky wigs.
Considering my current position, I wouldn't be too scared or too freaked out. My current position is I'm paralyzed from my neck down, so hair loss, it wouldn't be a big thing to me right now. But I think I would be shocked at first, and it would be something that I would come to live with in the end.
Ooh, I hope I'd have a sexy bald head. And I might tattoo it, I don't know.
Do you think you would cover it?
I'd probably shop some wigs, maybe try to sport some bandanas. I like to think I'd have flair about it.
I would grieve heavily, and I would have to face my own vanity.
No, I think I'm a strong enough person to rock a shaved head.
I think I would probably be completely discombobulated, like, obviously out of loss, and then the panic. The panic.
My hair might say thanks for letting it just do its own thing and come out and be and exist. And I think that's kind of why I let it grow too, because it's kind of a statement to myself, like don't hold things back. Yeah, you grew up a certain way, a certain rigid way, or a certain, you know, any type of way, but it, naturally inside, if you just let things grow, I mean, who knows how it'll come out, who knows how it'll blossom, or flower, or grow.
All of us do profiling, or whatever we want to call it, when we meet someone. We look at their color, their hair, their piercings, their tattoos, their clothing, and make assumptions. Think we know their story. And I do it. I know I do it myself, and I have people do it to me. And so I think that people can choose. I mean, there's a lot about who I am that no one knows until I choose to tell them. There's a lot about who I am that no one knows until I choose to tell them.
I had been dyeing it for a long time to make it thicker, and then I started using extensions to make it thicker when dyeing didn't work. And then I used the spray and powder hair that everybody makes jokes about on infomercials. And then I had my appointment with the hair replacement specialist when my hairstylist couldn't work with it anymore because it was just getting too thin, and the extensions just had nowhere to extend from. And I remember sitting there, and she looked at my hair and said, you know, these extensions have to go, and you have to get a wig. And I bargained with her. You know, I said, I was reaching. I said, well, what about hair transplants? Can I go down to this place and get hair transplants? Can I do this? Can I do this? What about this cream and this? And basically she said, you know, you don't have enough to do transplants. You don't have enough hair. Your options are a full hairpiece or, you know, to shave it. And so I can't remember if we ordered the hairpiece that day, but that was the next step. And so I was driving home, or rather driving to Fred Meyer, and I started thinking about it. And at first, when I was there, I held it together pretty well. And I was driving to Fred Meyer, and I kept thinking, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It is just hair. What's the big deal? It doesn't matter. It's just hair. It's just hair. And then I pull into the Fred Meyer parking lot, and I just start bursting into tears, and I just start bawling and bawling. And I think, it does matter. It does matter. And then I thought, pull yourself together. Pull yourself together. You have to go inside the store. So that was the first day that I found out I would be wearing the wig.
The hairpiece, I don't know, it feels unsatisfied. It feels embarrassed. It feels like shame, and I guess I would feel false. I would feel like I wasn't trying to accept things or wanting to be myself. Accept myself.
I've never lost my hair, but I'm afraid I will. Think of all those guys who how much time they must spend looking in the mirror and picking away at their hair and what's left of their hair, and they do it in silence. They don't talk about going bald.
It wasn't until one day somebody was videotaping, and I was running and playing in the yard, and we all went back in to watch, and I kept seeing this guy that I didn't know in the yard running around with this big bald spot in the neck, and I had no clue who it was. And I asked everybody, who was that guy that's in our yard? And they said, well, that's you. I said, oh, great. It's begun. And I was about 24 when that started. And it went pretty quick after that. It was within about 6 months I was almost totally bald.
But I got home and I looked at it for real,